So let me show you 33 ways to turn your Klaviyo account into a supplement selling machine that just doesn't stop, even if you wanted to. Now, I'm going to show you different strategies, tactics, secret Klaviyo codes, different ethical and maybe not so ethical tricks you can use, and a lot more. So let's get started. First of all, who am I? I'm Matias, the founder of Email Engineers. We are a lean and mean team who helps 7, 8, and 9-figure e-commerce brands make more money with emails after other agencies or the internal team couldn't. So we've done way over $10 million in email sales. I stopped counting, and we specialize in taking things to the next level. So all of the 33 tricks, strategies, and tactics I'm going to show you come from experience. It's just not parroting ChatGPT, it's from experience. So hopefully after you implement all of this, your Klaviyo account can't look like this, where you have flows printing you sales day in and day out, and you have campaigns just killing it for you. All right, so let's get started with the first tactic, and it's replenishment flows. So in Klaviyo, you can create a flow that you can send it automatically after some days that gives your customers the chance to repeat the last order with just one click. So let me show you an example we created for Taps. So it's a cool brand that sells sex chocolate. So basically chocolate infused with herbs and vitamins to get you in the mood. And we created this for a demo that we made, which should be also linked here as a video. And as you can see, let me just make it smaller so you can see all of it at once. We're going to show the products that they added to the order and let them repeat the order with just one click. And as you can imagine, this is super powerful. We literally can take them straight to checkout with the products on their previous order added straight to the cart, and with just one click, they complete the purchase. So this reduces friction a lot and will increase your conversion rate. So this is to replenishment flow, definitely implement it. Now, a few things to keep in mind in regards to the timing. You want to send this flow a few days before the average replenishment time. So let's say on average, your customers are buying your products every 30 days. You will send this email at day 25. Why? To make sure that you are top of mind when they need to replenish, and also considering that you have shipping times, fulfillment times, basically to ensure that they don't run out of their supply. So again, if it's in this case, let's say the average replenishment time is 35 days, we will send this at day 30. All right? Now, another thing to keep in mind is that just don't give a discount to everyone going in this sequence. So don't be a premature operator. All right? So try to keep your discounts to your new customers only, to your first customers. Exclude everyone who's already a usual customer. I'm getting to this later in this video. But for now, you should have at least 3 emails in this sequence. So the first 2 emails, just don't discount and make instead the emails about the benefit they can expect. Like we did here, so this is a benefit-based email. Want to keep having the best sex of your life. So going back to what they care about. Okay, moving to the next tactic, and that's mind-reading product page. And what I'm talking about is that in Klaviyo, you can use product feeds to show products like this based on what customers are buying or what customers have built in your store. So basically, every single person receiving this email is going to see a different set of products tailored to their viewing history or their purchasing history. So these products are very relevant and they're going to increase the chances of them buying. So if you are selling dozens and dozens of supplements and you are sending an email talking about just anything, you can include a blog of products and tell Klaviyo to show only the suggested products based on AI. And every single subscriber is going to see a different set of products tailored just to them. So this is super powerful and a very easy way to increase your conversion rates. Moving on. Stop giving away the farm. Now, before I continue, I'm going to tell you, these images are all made with AI. So don't expect all of them or any of them to make sense. All right? This is one of them. But anyway, stop giving away the farm. And the idea here is that don't give away your margin for free and cannibalize yourself. Here's what I mean. So most likely you're having a few sales events every few months, besides your big sales events like 4th of July, Black Friday, and so on. Now, the thing is that you can exclude your customers from some of these sales events so you don't cannibalize yourself. So a lot of customers are going to buy from you without a discount just because they enjoy your products and they get the benefit of your products. But you're just sending them a discount anyway, so they say, why not? And they just buy. So a way to increase your margins is simply to exclude your buyers from most of your sales events, except the ones that they are expecting. But from those like made-up events or smaller events, you can safely exclude them. And another place to exclude them is in your flows. So if you have flows, you have your cart abandonment flow and you're giving a 10% discount, you can set up some filters to exclude giving this discount to past customers. Again, this is all having the big picture in mind. So again, most of your revenue, most importantly, most of your margin is going to come from repeat purchases, but not if you're discounting every single sale. So exclude past buyers from some of your sales events and also from your flows where you're sending discount emails. Again, your cart abandonment, maybe your browser abandonment, and so on. Moving on, name dropping cart shopping. Here's what I mean. In Klaviyo, you can use this tag to show the name of the items someone has in their cart. And this will make the copy way more engaging and persuasive. So here's an example. You can send an email saying something like, hey, I saw you added the, and you will include this tag, and to your cart. Nice choice. And then blah, blah, blah. And this, of course, will get replaced with the actual item that they have in the cart. So basically, this is to make emails more persuasive, more entertaining by referencing this. And you can also use this in your subject lines. So you can get very creative with this. All right, so stack them high, watch them buy. And here's the secret. Bundle your products together even if they're not discounted. Here's what I mean. Grab a bunch of your supplements together, the ones that are related to one similar goal. For example, let's say you can put a bunch of your supplements together and create the pump bundle. And again, this is a benefit-driven name. So if you're selling skincare, you can also do this, like the perfect skin bundle, something like that. And why would you do that? Because you're creating something way more compelling than just the single product that's in the bundle. By combining a lot of different products all towards the same goal, you're creating something bigger than just the sum of each of these individual products. Now, and there are going to be some buyers, some people visiting your store that are going to see this and are going to buy it. And you're going to have visitors who are going to see this bundle in your website. They're going to see the name that it has. They're going to get curious. They're going to get on the product page. They're going to see what's included. And they will see, I want this. And they will buy. And this is an easy way to increase your average order value. It's a simple strategy, but it just works. Next, we have text over pixels. And the trick here is to use text-based emails. So in case you're not familiar with them, text-based emails let you be way more persuasive than what you could do by sending just the typical designed emails. You can tell story, dig deep into your subscribers' pains and hopes, and so on. So the text-based emails are like the stand-up comedian. So they can deliver like the punchline that hits you right in the feels. Instead, the designed emails are like the opera shows, which are like flashy, colorful, but leave you wondering what the point was. So here's an example for a hair loss prevention supplement that we wrote. And the subject line, you deserve better than thinning hair. The secret behind 9 out of 10 men's hair regrowth success. And the email goes like this. I see you. You're probably blaming yourself for that receding hairline. Or maybe you're thinking that hair loss is just a game of genetics and there's nothing you can really do about it. The truth? It's not your fault. Let me explain. Number 1, environment and lifestyle. Your hair has taken a beating from daily stress. It's not your choice to be surrounded by life's never-ending curveballs. Misinformation. The market's flooded with quick fixes and magic potions that overpromise and underdeliver. It's easy to be led astray when the promises sound so good. It's not your fault for hoping and trying. By the way, can you spot a few advertising and marketing hacks we're using in this email? Let me know in the comments. Number 3, generic treatments. Many treatments out there follow a one-size-fits-all mantra. Everyone's hair is different. Why should the solution be the same? The real issue, though, not tackling these problems is a slippery slope. You lose confidence every time you see more hair on your comb than on your head. Those temporary solutions, they might cause long-term harm. Over time, as hair follicles weaken, it becomes harder and harder to reverse the damage. But don't worry, there's a silver lining. Brand, and we replace this for a pious reason. So Brand has a project of passion and science, born out of understanding these pain points. Our bespoke treatment plans, created with the help of America's leading hair experts, are not just about regrowth, but about understanding you. How? With ingredients baked by 20 years of research, our solution ranges from pharmaceutical drivers to botanical wonders, aiming to tackle hair loss from the root of the problem. No side effects, no generic treatments, just a tailored approach that 9 out of 10 men swear by. In fact, the results speak louder than words, with noticeable differences in just months. And here's a few before and after photos. So, if you're serious about changing the way you tackle hair loss and wish to step out of with a fuller, healthier mane, then it's time to explore what Brand can do for you. Get started here. Your hair journey awaits. Warm regards, James, Brand co-founder and hair enthusiast. So, can you see how an email like this is going to be way more persuasive than just the typical flashy, colorful, designed email, especially if you're selling supplements like you do. Moving on to the 1% rule email. Interesting. And this one is from Atomic Habits. Very nice read. I'm sure you've heard of it. Now, the thing that many don't realize is that this is one of the best marketing books there is. If you reverse engineer the purpose of this book, which is to create good habits and get rid of bad habits, this is the best marketing book because you can do what they are teaching you, what James Clear is teaching you, but engineer it in a way that you make your brand and your products an habit. And this is super powerful. And this is part of one of the takeaways from the books. And this is the 1% rule. And it says that tiny 1% improvements every day can achieve significant growth over time. So what's the 1% rule email? It's a campaign promoting the idea that adding your supplements to their daily routine can lead to a 1% improvement in their health and well-being every day, leading to significant benefits over time, right? Attached to this, you're going to share success stories and data to illustrate these incremental benefits. So it's something like this. It's like telling them to be patient. You won't feel the benefits from day one. This takes time, but blah, blah, blah. So again, it's be patient, trust the process. This is going to work. This is just 1%, as all natural supplements. So these are not drugs that work right away. These are natural solutions. But now the consequence of that is that it's going to take some time. And all of that is to say this, like be patient and keep buying your stuff because results will come. And that's the 1% rule email, very powerful. And you can send this as a part of a post-purchase sequence. Moving on to the Just Between Us bundles. And this is coming back to Klaviyo in combination with a feature that Shopify, not many people know about this, but this is a feature that Shopify lets you do, and is that you can send people straight to checkout with any products you want added to their cart and a discount already applied. So I'm showing you later what this means. So this is how you can create the links that take people straight to checkout. But taking one step back, you can create bundles out of thin air with this link. You can literally put any 2 products that you have into a bundle that is gonna just live in the checkout, so to speak, add a discount to give an incentive, and send that exclusively through email. And this is the structure that you have to follow. So you have your store URL, your /cart/variant ID, the quantity if it's just 1 unit, comma, variant ID 2, quantity, and you don't have to copy this manually. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you this guide so you can just copy and paste it and edit it and so on. So just so you know, this is going to be at the description. And works like this. So we take them straight to checkout. We can even add their email. So when they click this link, it's going to be personalized to their email. So the email is going to be already in there. If they have purchased already, it's going to pre-fill some information. The discount is going to be there. The products are added to the cart. So it reduces friction a lot, which is key to improving sales. But most importantly, you can create novelty and exclusivity because you can truthfully say you won't find these deals elsewhere. And it's true because you're sending these email-only bundles. And you can create sales events around this, like a weekend-long event, give it a made-up name, like, bundle weekend, and create 3 bundles with different discounts. And customers love these kinds of deals. So definitely implement it. Moving on, one-click CardSteals. And this is similar to the previous idea. And it's that you can auto-apply discounts on cart abandonment emails in Klaviyo. So again, you have your structure. So you have this link, which again is going to be in the description of this video. And you can, using this tag, which Klaviyo gives you, you can add a discount to the cart they already built. So let's say this is email 3. So we normally start sending discounts on email 3 and beyond in cart abandonment flows. So let's say this is email 3 and you're giving 10% off. You will replace this with the discount name. And with this tag, it's going to take them back to the cart they already built and with the discount applied. And again, the idea here is to reduce friction and increase conversion rate. The simpler we can do it, the better. Moving on, we have a sneaky subscription AOV booster. And that is to increase upsells and cross-sells before shipping. So let's say you're using a subscription app like Recharge. Most of them will give you the chance to integrate with Klaviyo. And if you do, you're going to have events like this. So for example, there's an order upcoming. You're going to have this trigger, which you can use to send a different set of emails. So let's say you have this one and you have an email like this, giving them the chance to add something to the order, linking to the portal and so on. Now, a trick here to increase lifetime value is to add a low price option to include some samples or create a sample bundle and so on, basically to get them to try new products and products that are not competing. So if you're selling gym supplements and someone has a pre-workout on repeat, you can include samples for protein. So these are not competing. They can safely take both at the same time. And the idea here is that get them to buy them the full protein tab and increase lifetime value by combining different verticals of products. So protein, pre-workout, sleep supplement, energy supplement, and so on. So definitely consider implementing this. Now, we have the social proof stacking. And this is simply using as much social proof as possible through your email. So you probably know about the social proof concept and the social proof cells. But the thing is that real comments, so this is screenshots taken from Instagram, are more believable than site reviews because there's a name, there's a tag, there's a face attached to it. It's more genuine, feels more real and organic. So what I encourage you to do is to create a folder and save screenshot of all the comments you get on social media. So have tons of screenshots, and then you can use this on your emails, even on your ads and any other place of advertising to improve conversion rates. Super simple, and you can implement this today. Moving on, the habit stacking email. Let's appreciate this AI image for a second. What's happening here? I don't know what's happening. Is this in the moon? Is this like there's no gravity here? Anyway, the habit stacking email. And this again is from Atomic Habits. And this concept of habit stacking, this principle says that it's easier to create a new habit when it's stacked to an active habit. So for you, this means send an email suggesting customers to take their supplements as part of an existing routine. For example, after brushing your teeth in the morning, take your daily XYZ pill. And you can add this email to your post-purchase flows. But again, the idea here is to introduce them to the concept of habit stacking. So let's say if you're selling gym supplements again, and I'm reverting back to this example because it's easier for me, because I spend a boatload of money on supplements every month. So it will be saying something like, just as you are sipping your pre-workout, take your XYZ pills for the maximum impact. Something like that. Moving on. Package in, show begins. Now, the concept here is about the order delivered email. So for this one, you're going to need a third-party app, such as Wonderment, Aftership, or any other. We recommend Wonderment here to our clients. And the idea here is to build excitement and make it a very memorable experience when they get their order. So you can also segment for the first order or the second order, but you want to create a very good experience. I'm showing you a demo in a moment. But another thing you want to do here is that not many brands do, is that you want to pre-frame them to create user-generated content for you. So this is another way to say, get them to take pictures of them unboxing your products, of them opening your bottles, of they, trying it for the first time, smelling it, whatever the experience is, pre-frame them into them recording themselves. Because if they have the video already, it's going to be way easier when you ask them to leave you a review or to share their experience on social media. It's going to be way easier because they already have the video. And normally, this is going to look way more organic, right? And not many people will do it, of course, but there's always those with the influencer soul who just like to record this kind of video, and they're going to do free advertising for you. Now, let me show you an example, and this is very famous for those who do email marketing. This is from City Baby, a brand that sells CDs back in the day. This is very old school, 2000s. And it goes like this. Your CD has been gently taken from our City Baby shelves with sterilized contamination-free gloves and placed onto a satin pillow. A team of 50 employees inspected your CD and polished it to make sure it was in the best possible condition before mailing. Packing specialist from Japan lit a candle and a hash fell over the crowd as he put your CD into the finest gold-lined box that money can buy. We all had a wonderful celebration afterwards, and the whole party marched down the street to the post office, where the entire town of Portland waved a bon voyage tour package on its way to you in our private City Baby jet on this day, Friday, June 6th. I hope you had a wonderful time shopping at City Baby. We sure did. Your picture is on a wall as a customer of the year. We're all excited, but can't wait for you to come back to citybaby.com. Say, like, this is a very cool email. Many people have just ripped this off, which is lame, or just got heavily inspired by this email, which again is super lame. So don't just copy this, but get the idea, right? Get the feeling that I'm trying to convey here, which is excitement and novelty. So we create an email like this for every single one of our clients and use a trigger like this one. Again, it's going to depend on the third-party app that you're using, but here are a few recommendations. Moving on, we have the Groundhog Day. Every day is today. Love that scene. Now, would it be cool if we could somehow just show the current day of the week dynamically on Flows? Yes, it will be. And yes, we can, thanks to this piece of code, which again is going to be in the description of this video. I'm going to link to this entire document so you can copy paste it. So why is this important at all? Because you can improve the believability of your emails and offers by making them more relevant. So let me actually show you some use cases. You can create a flash offer in your post-purchase flow, and many brands do this, and just call it a flash offer. And the thing is that it doesn't have much weight. Like, why a flash? Because like everyone can have a flash offer at any point of time, so there's really not much weight to it. No, it's not that believable offer, right? Hopefully you see where I'm going with this. So you can create a flash offer in your post-purchase flow with a subject line like flash and then this tag offer, which will read like flash Friday offer, flash Saturday offer, or whenever they're receiving this email. So that's the powerful thing. And you can say something like, happy day, John. I got off the right side of the bed this day, so I decided to blah, 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 have a flash 24-hour discount, or give you the chance for just 8 hours to shop our store with 10% off, blah, blah, blah. Enjoy this beautiful day. And of course, it will get replaced by the actual day. So happy Friday, John. I got out of the right side of the bed this Friday, so I decided to blah, blah, enjoy this beautiful Friday. Now, and the big picture here is an advertising principle, which is called having a reason why. So a reason why makes everything more believable. So having a reason why behind the sale will increase the conversion rate. It will make the sale more compelling. So try it. Here's the tag. And I'm sure you can also get creative and come up with your own ideas here. Moving on from first try to lifelong buy. And the tip here is very simple. Create and send an user guide email. So basically teaching the how and when to use your supplements. Ideally, this is also physical. So this can go in your post-purchase sequence and basically telling them how to use the supplements, when to use the supplement, like the best timing, the best dosing. And here's a secret tip to implement. So let's say they purchase a pre-workout and you're sending an email only to those who purchased this pre-workout, and you will send the typical user guides, so telling them when to use the pre-workout, how many scoops, and so on. But you will also include some of your other best sellers. So again, like before your workout, 1 scoop of pre-workout X, 1 scoop of protein X, right? And this is to make them feel like they are missing out. So I don't make the rules here of persuasion and psychology. We just leverage them. So again, let me take a step back here. Okay? You have to sign a waiver right now saying that you're only doing this for the greater good, right? So you have the best supplements with the best quality, and you're using all of these tactics just to give your customers a better life. So sign in your screen right now. I'm watching you. Take your time. I can wait. I'm seeing you. Sign it. Sign it. Okay, thank you. Now we can move on. Okay, moving on to another Atomic Habits banger. And this is the environment design email. This is a cool looking graphic. Now, the concept here that James teaches is about environment design. And it says that we're most likely to stick to a new habit if we design the environment to make it easier for that habit. So let's say you're going for a run in the morning. You'll be most likely to stick to the habit if you design your environment. So let's say, for example, that you're trying to build the habit of going for a run in the morning. You will be way more likely to stick to this new habit if you build the environment around it. So if you the night before leave your shoes out, everything orderly, your t-shirt, and so on, so that when you wake up, you see everything here, your cup of coffee and all of that, and there's less friction overall. Now, the environment design email will recommend your customers to place their supplements in a visible, easily accessible place within their home. So just next to their coffee machine or the toothbrush or any place, making it part of their environment. So making it part of something they see as a part of their routine every day. So if they see it, they'll use your supplements. If they use your supplements, they'll get results. And if they get results, they'll keep buying from you. So now, this is the third Atomic Habit special. And you can combine this with the previous two that we covered for even better results. Next, we have friction fades, sales invade. And this tactic is to always preload your discount codes. So we talked about this already, but there's another place you can include your discount codes or preload your discount codes. And the big idea here is to reduce friction, which increases conversion rates. So at checkout, you can include your discount codes. So I already gave you this code. When email bundling, when creating your bundles, which are specific and unique for email, you can use this code. But also, whenever taking someone to any page, you can include the discount like this with a redirect. You can redirect them to any URL, and they're going to have the discount code saved to their cart like a cookie. So no matter what products they add to the cart, they're going to get the discount applied. Super easy to do and a proven way to increase conversion rates. Next, we have MVP flows. So this is a screenshot from a previous client we had. This is actually in Brazilian reais. So the conversion rate is 5-1. So divide this by 5 to get the actual dollar amount. And MVP flows is basically creating flows tailored to specific best sellers that you have. So we can create welcome flows for a specific product. We can create a checkout abandonment flow for a specific product, a browse abandonment flow for a specific product. So whenever someone adds to cart this one product, they will receive a different set of emails instead of your typical generic emails. And the idea here is to increase the persuasion power of these emails. Why? Because you can get more specific in the things you say, in the problems that you talk about, in addressing the objections that they may have, and so on. And we've gotten clients increases in conversion rate by 2 to 5%. So for example, right here, so this one is the one that they were running. So this is a cart abandonment flow. So let's see if we can zoom in. So you can see the revenue per recipient here is 1.5, let's say dollars. And in this one is 6.4. That's 4 times higher. And the same goes for this other one and this other one. And so here's what I recommend you do. Go and grab the 1 to 3 best sellers that you have. And in each of these emails, talk about the specific problems that this one product solves. You can also include the specific reviews for the products, make the reviews, improve the emails design, because you can just include images of this one product. So everything is more relevant and everything works together to improve the conversion rate. But now let's take a step back for a moment and think about why will we do this and why I'm so big on creating the best flows possible. So if you made it here, so maybe we are at the middle of the video. So if you made it to here in this video, this is a secret bonus for you for having patience and having the attention span of a functioning person. So kudos to you. So here's a proven way to get ahead of your competition, and that's to start treating your email flows as if they were ads. So think about it. So each one of your flows and each one of the emails inside is one different ad that you're literally running. You're paying for it, even if you don't realize it. You're paying for it with the extra sales that you're getting, and you're paying for it by the sales that you are not getting by having bad email flows. So tons of businesses are built on the back end, on the things that you are not seeing. You can take 2 exact brands, but have one that has the best flows and one that has 0 flows. And the one with the best flows is going to win every single day because it's squeezing more sales out of every single person entering the email list. So think about it. Don't just set up your flows to have flows, but just as you're spending your time optimizing your ads, optimize your flows. Because here's the thing, most brands are running flows and have emails so bad that it would be the equivalent of running ads with a 0.2 return on ad spend. Think about it. And then the best brands have emails that are running at 3 ROAS, so to speak. meaning that they are way more efficient at converting someone into a paid customer. So that's my intermission here, a nice bonus for you. Moving on to the next tactic to increase your supplements sales and turn your Klaviyo account into a money machine so powerful you cannot stop it. It's going to keep printing sales every day and every night, and it's going to grow your bank account so much that you're going to get calls from your banker asking, what are you doing? And you're going to have to tell them that you saw a video from Matias that show you exactly how to make more money. Anyway, moving on. Not just a supplement, it's who you are. And can we take a moment here to analyze what's going on in this image? So this is fine, but can you tell me what my guy is doing here? Let me know your thoughts in the replies. That must be it. He has a shaker and he's shaking his protein. That must be it. Anyway, this is another Atomic Habits vendor, and this is the Identity and Habits email. And the concept says that true change comes from inside out. So adopt a new identity and the habits will take care of themselves. So this is an email you can send that's going to make your customers see themselves as people who prioritize their health and wellness and making your supplements part of their identity. So they won't even have to question whether they have to buy it because it's a new identity. They have to buy it. And here's a draft for an email we created, and it goes something like this. Congrats on taking the first step with your pre-workout. It's not just about what you're adding to your shake. It's about the message you're sending to yourself. Every scoop is a quiet nod to the best within you, waiting to be unleashed. You're crafting a masterpiece. Like any artist, the quality of your materials matters. That's why choosing the right supplement is more than a decision. It's a declaration of your commitment to excellence, to become the best version of yourself. Welcome to the journey. So this is all about reinforcing the new identity they're building of themselves. And then your supplements will just follow. Next, don't sell the mousetrap, magnify the mouse. So this is another powerful concept, but I know that you signed your waiver on the screen, right? So you're promising to use this for good and not for evil. So let me tell you what it is. This is paraphrasing because I don't recall where I read this. So this is me paraphrasing it, probably butchering it, but it goes something like, don't sell the mousetrap, but magnify the mouse. And it means rather than talk about your supplement, magnify the problem that it solves. So make the problem so big that your supplement becomes an urgent and obvious solution. So this is talking about customers' fears, horror stories, and so rather than just talking about how good and better your mousetrap is, just make the mouses bigger and scarier, right? And for example, so this would be like talking about a story that you read about some guy who used a supplement that came from China and it was so bad that it messed up their kidneys and blah, blah, blah. And basically creating an horror story around that problem. And then your product is the obvious solution. Now, if you start seeing marketing and advertising through this lens, things get very interesting. So this is something to consider. Next on, don't watch from the sidelines. So tons of supplement brands nowadays have a community or Facebook group and leverage them to get sales. And the idea here is to reinforce the habit loop that we talk about. So make them feel like I'm one of them. I'm part of the tribe. I'm part of the family. And everyone in this family is using these supplements, and so will I. So if you have a community, send an email creating FOMO around this community. So sharing a screenshot about cool things happening inside, like comments of people like sharing tips or laughing and basically having a good time, right? So something like this image, kinda, there's people outside who are people who are not in the community. There's people inside who are part of the community. And the community is going to make your sales job easier because they're going to be exposed to your brand every day, and not just from your perspective, but from the perspective of other customers who are like them. So they're going to trust it even more. So in short, if you have a community, every now and then send campaigns or even out of a flow, talking about the community, creating FOMO around the community. And next, we have sell without selling. And this is a realization, and it's that most of your subscribers and most of your audience and your market doesn't buy because of a lack of information, not because of a lack of incentives. So here's what I mean. In any point of time, you have this funnel of different people going to different phases. Some are ready to buy, some are just aware that you exist. And depending on where they are, we want to treat them differently, get them different type of information, right? So someone who is just aware of who you are, so someone who just heard about your name passing on, they don't care about 10% discount. They don't even know what you sell, right? So that's an extreme example. There's a continuum from awareness to purchase ready. And the list of the people is going to be in this last section of the funnel, ready to buy. But if you keep sending them discounts and so on, you're just targeting these people over and over. So these people don't need 10% off. They want to know the product works and will work for them. So here's how you get these people to buy. You send them engaging educational content. So not just educational content, but engaging, or things that are just more entertaining. So if you have it, link to good organic content such as blog posts, YouTube videos, podcasts where you or someone on your brand appears. If someone mentions your products on a YouTube video, even if it's not yours, you can send a link to it, and so on. The big idea here is to give more information. You can even send entertaining educational emails to move the needle. Moving on to Diderot effect, email. This is another Atomic Habits gem. And it says, and this is the phenomenon where obtaining a new possession often leads to further acquisitions, creating a spiral of consumption that can lead to more bad habits. So let me explain with a simple example. You buy a new fancy car, you feel the need that you need to have nicer clothes to fit in this new car, right? You can't just have your old clothes in this new Maserati. So you buy new clothes, maybe a new suit. But then there's something missing on your wrist. You need a new watch. And so on. This creates a spiral of consumption. But we can use this in a benefit. So let's say someone purchased from you and we want to get them to buy more of our products. This is an example email you can send as a post-purchase sequence. First off, cheers for kicking off your journey with our pre-workout. It's a solid first step, but let's talk about what comes next. Imagine you've just found a piece of a puzzle. Intriguing. But it's when you start looking for the next piece that the bigger picture starts to appear. That's the beauty of beginning with one good choice. It naturally leads you to wonder, what's the next step? It's about discovering how each piece fits together to support your goals, health, and performance. So, as you're powering your next session like a beast, fueled by your pre-workout, consider what other aspect of your wellness could use a boost. And then you will talk about your different products, like, I don't know, your multivitamin, your night sleep product, and so on. But the big idea here is that people will keep buying new products to reinforce this new identity that they have of themselves. So we simply want to make it simple for them. Moving on, PreLaunch Perks, grand opening. So this is a tactic to improve conversion rates and loyalty. So before you officially launch a product to your entire email database, send an email to your previous buyers and say that this new one is going to be a perfect match to their supplements. So hey, we're launching a new protein powder, but because you purchased this pre-workout, we know you're going to love it. You can pair it in the morning, like blah, 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 blah. And then say that because they're a customer, they can get a head start and access before anyone else to make sure stock doesn't run out. So this creates urgency and scarcity. So urgency is creating fear because time is running out. Scarcity is creating fear because units are going out. So you can do both here. So it's a triple banger. They feel better because you're treating them specialists. You are considerate. You're giving them an opportunity to shop before anyone else. You're also relating it and addressing the fact that they're using your pre-workout. So you're sending a tailored message, which is way more relevant, and you in turn are getting way higher conversion rates. Triple banger. Next, I feel it coming. AI can get wild sometimes. And this trick is to use Klaviyo to trigger a replenishment sequence based on the expected date of their next purchase. So this uses AI to basically figure out when they're going to make their next purchase. And it goes something like this in Klaviyo. So this is basically like the first tactic that I show you, the replenishment flow, but with a small twist. So the pros is that we can send this flow at the optimal waiting time. So for some people that can be every 20 days, but some people buying other products, it might be every 90 days. And this flow is gonna get sent specifically at the best time. So that's a pro. But there's a con, and that's that we cannot repeat the last order with one click like we do with the replenishment flow. That's because the replenishment flow is triggered with an event that's the placed order, right? So the placed order, we wait 20, 30 days, and then we send an email. And because that is our trigger, we can extract the data from the email and then use it to basically give them the option to repeat the order because we know which product they order. But we cannot do that here because the trigger is differently. So in these emails, we cannot grab the data of their order, but there's a solution, and we can make it slightly more subtle. So instead of saying repeat your last order, because we cannot do that, we can still use AI blocks. So this is tactic number 2. So we can say something like, hey, find your favorite products below, and then we will show like 6 products, and then each subscriber will see different products. So subscriber will not only see the products that they ordered previously, but also some recommendations based on AI. So this is a very powerful flow to leverage, one that we implement for every single one of our supplement clients we work with. So copy this and run. Next, perfect product pedestalizing. And this one is simple, and it's to literally put your products on a pedestal. And this is an example we created for Quest Nutrition for a video that might or might not be out yet. And the idea here is to make your products big and center and make them stand out just like this. So we have the packaging, we have the actual products inside, and this is all to increase the visual appeal of your email. So better aesthetics, which gives your products a premium perception, which increase the perceived value. And also this also signals scarcity because there's this product alone here, like single bag. So it's not believable that our products might run out at any point of time. So the big idea here is whenever you're sending a designed email, make sure the email looks beautiful and that your products are big and the center of attention. Moving on, big, better, buttons, some more alliteration for you. And now this is going to increase your sales simply by making your call to action buttons bigger and specific. So nowadays, 70% of your readers will come from mobile. So you can check this inside Klaviyo. The problem is that most brands still use small call to actions that just don't stand out on mobile. So simple. Number 1, make your buttons bigger, bold, make them stand out and grab attention. Like this one. We could even go ahead and make this slightly bigger, even potentially trying changing the background color so it stands out. And now the second part to creating better buttons is to make them more specific, because specificity changes the frame. So a few examples. Everyone is using shop now. So the typical call to action buttons in email everyone uses because they don't know what else to use is shop now. But think about for a supplement brand. I want to get big as a supplement promoting a protein powder. Repeat my last order. I need this. Find my next supplement, and so on. Way more specific, way more likely for someone to take action and actually commit to what we want them to do. So here's the takeaway for this point. Go back to your email flows and see every call to action that you're using in your emails right now. And first, make them bigger, increase the font size, increase the size, and then make them more specific. And then, based on the goal of the email, see how you can change the button to say something way more specific and tailored to what we want them to do. Moving on, CardSteals make sales. And the secret here is to use storytelling emails And the secret here is to use storytelling emails. And these emails are clean for clients, and it's simply because stories are weapons of persuasion. And who said this? It was me a few seconds ago, so it must be true. But the reason why stories work so well is because a good story hijacks your brain. It first captures your attention, then creates interest, then builds desires, and finally it gets you to take action. So it literally forces you to buy. And the good thing is that your subscribers won't feel like they are being sold. So it happened with Top Gun in 1986. So after its release, the US Navy had a huge increase in young men enlisting to become pilots. But was there any ad in the movie about enlisting? Absolutely not. But the movie made fighter pilots look cool and heroic. That's the power of stories. They sell without selling. Now, some type of stories you can use in your emails. You have reviews, you get inspired by stories. You can talk about stories that you read or saw somewhere. You can even use historical stories and tie them back to your products. Depending on your brand, you can also use biblical stories and so on. Definitely use this in your campaigns, but also your flows, you're gonna kill it. Next, we have first funnel off. And this is simply tying it back to a simple direct response marketing principle. Because to get them to try new things, we need completely new arguments and conviction and changing belief and so on. Instead, it's way easier to get them to buy more of a thing that they already purchased and they already know that they need. So this goes for your purchase flow. The goal is to improve the consumption of this one product that they just purchased. And then second is to cross-sell them a new thing. So you know how the lifetime value isn't getting people to come back and buy more from you. But it's easier if this lifetime value comes from the same product over and over again. So first, get them hooked on using this product, on improving the consumption of the product, and then cross-sell other complementary, non-competing product lines. This is the key to scaling. Next, we have rollout to red carpet. And this is simply using a Klaviyo flow to make your best customers feel special. So this is the VIP flow. It's a flow that is triggered when someone joins your VIP segment, which can be anything. So let's say, so in this example, is someone spending over $200 with you, could be $600, depends on your average customer spend. And then here you will send a series of emails making your customers feel special and part of something bigger and helping them love your brand. And now the cool thing here to get them to stick is to give them an incentive. So this can be a permanent 5% off, for example, or a free shipping code that only they can use. So you can use Klaviyo to generate unique codes for them so they don't get leaked. And this will increase the likelihood of someone continuing to buy from you. But also another tip here, you can use this segment whenever you need to run a survey or ask for new product feedback and so on. You can send an email just to these people who are your best customers, because this is the people you want to get more of, right? So ideally, every customer will have the properties of these VIP customers. So this basically saves you the noise when you send a survey to your entire list and you get people who just purchase one time from you, one low AOV product, like biasing your insights, for example. Something to keep in mind. And we get into the final 3 tactics. And this is the ABT. Always be teasing. Before a big sale or a product launch, tease. You see movies doing this all the time. You see the Avengers trailer going out 2 years sometimes before the actual movie is released. And why do they do this? It builds anticipation and excitement. It creates a sense of urgency because they're going to know, oh, so this is a big deal. I better buy as soon as I can. It puts your brand top of mind. So let's say you're launching a new product and you send this launch email without this. Most of your subscribers won't remember who you are, right? So at least by giving them a tease saying that you are going to release a new product soon, you're putting your brand top of mind. You're getting people to go back into your funnel, start researching about you, remembering what makes them look into your brand in the first place, and so on. So they're going to be way more receptive to the new launch that you're creating. Also, multiple emails increase the touch points because not everyone opens every email. So there's a simple chance that someone missed your launch email, but if you send a test email, they will have known that there's something going on. But also repeated exposure is key to selling more. So there's this saying that people need at least 21 exposures to an ad to get them convinced to buy, something like that. The thing is that simply we're giving us more chances to get the sale. This is also create FOMO, the fear of missing out. They might think I might lose the deal or units might run out. I better buy this ASAP. Specifically, if you mention in this email that units are limited to 100 or something like that. And finally, a hidden benefit of teasing is the word of mouth opportunity it creates. So, for example, you have two people having a normal conversation. With a tease email, one might tell the other, hey, did you know that brand X is having a sale tomorrow or is launching a new product tomorrow? Whatever. Again, it's simply giving you another chance to get a sale. Next, we have never running dry of ideas. You might recognize this. This is the Almosi framework for creating ads, but you can use this framework to create email ideas to sell your supplements. So you have three elements here that you combine and talk about. So you have your what to talk about, who to relate it to, and the time frame to talk about. So for example, you have the what. So we want to sell more of the dream that your supplement solves. So the vegan mascot, for example. Who's going to relate to it? Themselves. They're going to look in the mirror and see themselves bigger. When? In the future. Or another example, we want them to avoid the hardship of putting on muscle. Who is going to relate to this? Let's say the friends. And when? In present. So saying something like, if you're the only one in your group of friends who's still not growing, something like that. Now, when you take every combination of ideas here, you get 120 ideas that you can have, and this is just for one supplement, right? So you literally have unlimited ideas using this framework. Copy it, and thanks Almosi for this one. And finally, an email a day keeps the poverty away, and this was probably like Abraham Lincoln. He's always the one to come up with these phrases, so let's say it was Abe Lincoln. And here's the thing, if your emails are good, you can get away with a daily emails, emphasis on the if. And I have a few clients who were doing this strategy, and the thing is that customers really don't mind. To be honest, most of the trouble is convincing the brands to run and apply this approach. Is mostly a projection of how they feel receiving emails. So there's this brand owner who says that I don't like receiving emails, but the emails that he has in mind are just bad emails that are just promotional emails, right? But now, for example, think about you. You most likely consume some kind of content daily, so whether that's a podcast, a news show, a radio show, a newsletter, anything, and that you're looking forward to it, right? So you don't mind reading that daily because it's good, it's entertaining. So again, you cannot send the typical emails that feel like spam and noise and use this daily email strategy. You have to make these emails not about you, but about your customers. So the content that you put out must be at least one of it, must be at least relevant, entertaining, or valuable, ideally a combination of these three. And if it's all three, you're going to have emails that your customers can't stop reading. So let me show you an example for an aftermarket car parts retailer brand. This is an evergreen email. So basically an email you can send at any time of the year. And it goes like this. Porsche latest move with the 919 ST. Let's talk about the much anticipated 2024 Porsche 919 ST for a moment. Only 63 of these beauties will be made. That's scarcity, pure gold for resellers. But Porsche taking a stand. Here's the twist. Instead of letting buyers quickly flip their purchases for profit, Porsche decided you can't legally own the 919 ST for a year after getting your hands on it. Instead, they lease it to you. Why, you ask? It's all about deterring flippers. Porsche wants these cars to land in the hands of true enthusiasts, people who value the 9,000 RPM flat six and close ratio 6-speed manual transmission, not just the potential dollar signs. Here's the thing though, while this approach makes sense, I can't help but think of dealers who mark up prices like there's no tomorrow. Yes, dealers are often the primary scalpers, and they're pocketing big bucks from us enthusiasts. if Porsche is cracking down on these individual resellers, shouldn't the dealers get the same treatment? But hey, maybe I'm being optimistic. Maybe, just maybe, after a year, the hype around the 918 AST will die down a tad, and genuine enthusiasts can enjoy their cars without feeling the weight of a massive price tag. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of enjoying a ride, remember, no matter the make or model, it's the personal touches that make your car unique. Looking for quality parts without the dealership markup? Head over to Brand. We got everything you need to make your ride truly yours. Until next time, Mark, founder. Now, before I continue, let me know which marketing and advertising tactics you spotted in this email. But here's the thing. You can send an email like this every single day and you will get sales. No discounted needed. Why? This email gets people to know, like, and trust you better. People prefer buying from people who are like them, who share the same values, and so on. And as you can see, this email was relevant, it was timely, it was entertaining, and it was valuable. It was telling a story. And now, I know these kind of daily emails can be hard to pull off, but you can get started with just 3 emails per week and just scale from there when you see that the sales are going up and up, your bank account is going up and up and up, and you don't know what to do with your money. And with that, we are officially done. And I know it was a lot to process. So again, I'm giving you access to this entire document in the link of the description. I'm going to ask for your email in exchange, because imagine if I didn't. Imagine if I didn't ask for your email. I'm an email marketer, right? I've been doing this for over 4 years now. Imagine I just gave you a free resource in exchange for nothing, right? I will be violating the #1 rule of marketing, right? That will be pure marketing malpractice. No, but seriously, you'll get access to this. You get also access to my free daily newsletter called Email Moneytopia, where I share email tips and strategies and way more tactics. And also I get deeper. I couldn't get too much deep in some of these topics as I would like to, but in my emails, I get very deep. So that's going to be in the description of this video. And finally, if you are a supplement brand and you're doing over $200,000 per month, and you want us email engineers, so me and my team, to take charge of your email marketing, so your campaigns, your flows, and so on, there's going to be a link in the description, and that's going to either take you to a waitlist or to schedule a call for a strategy session. So depending if we are busy, it's going to take you automatically to one or the other. If it's a waitlist, you might have to wait anything from 3 to 7 weeks or 8 weeks. If not, it's going to be a calendar link, so just enter the details and find the time that works best for you. Again, we are a small team, so we work with a few brands at a time and the brands who are the best fit. So in any case, the link for this is going to be in the description.